not.
This is for me?
It's not all.
Hey, pum 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 pararam, pum. Hello. Welcome to another episode of VOX Impact. And today we have two guests in front of me. First we have Elijah, also known as DJ Ellie. Elijah Marston, better known as DJ Ellie, is one of Aruba's rising DJs and media personalities. Known for his vibrant mix of soca, R&B, hip-hop, dancehall, and Afrobeat. He brings pure island energy wherever he goes. A proud member of Heart Centered Leadership Foundation, DJ Ellie is talented, humble, and passionate about inspiring others and spreading good vibes through his music. Oh, and a fun fact about Elijah, he's known for his great collection of dad jokes. I'm gonna test that today. And next to Elijah, we have Lino. Lino is a student at the University of Aruba and is proudly from Santa Cruz. He's a laid-back, fun, and loving person who enjoys connecting with others and bringing good vibes to any setting. Fun fact about Lino, his easygoing nature makes him a natural conversationalist. You will see that today too. So, before we begin, how are you guys feeling?
They're pretty good.
I'm pretty good.
Yeah, pretty good. Yeah.
If you could use 3 emojis to describe how you're feeling today, what would you use?
I mean, the 2 praise hands. You know what I mean? That one,
Two
the 100 emoji, red. If you know, you know. And I'm gonna have to go with the laughter, but the shy laughter.
Shy
The one
laughter?
with like it's sweating on.
Well, in a bit we'll make it in the one that's laughing and crying.
Hopefully.
Yeah, for sure.
And Lino,
For me, it's definitely the emoji going like this.
the nodding one.
Yeah, that, the fire emoji. And I'm gonna join my good friend Elijah here and say the shy laughing emoji.
Well, as I said to him, no worries. With the good vibes and energy, we're going to transform it.
Yeah.
Okay, so today's topic will be: would you rather prioritize your family's expectations in your love life or follow your own heart and risk disapproval? I'll give you guys a second to think about it. Do you want me to repeat it one more time?
No, I got my answer.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah? Okay, then for the first reflective question. How much do your family's opinions shape your decisions in relationships?
Eli?
I mean, I would say it's a 5, you know, it's a 50-50. They want the best for you, but at the same time, my family doesn't really push me to go and, you know, down this rabbit hole of, no, you have to go to here, you have to do this. So I would say it's a 50-50, you know, if I have to bring someone back home to meet them, you know, they're obviously gonna judge them. I'm using a lot of air quotes, but you know, they're gonna judge them, but you know, they want the best for me. So I would say it's a 5, 50-50.
And then when you do meet someone, do you feel like in the back of your mind you're like already thinking of your family, or that's something you think about later on?
100%. 100%. But it's not like something that happens often. So it's like, you know, my priorities are other places.
I'm sorry to say, pretty much zero. My family doesn't control me. I'd say it does matter though what they think of the person after the fact, like if they come with feedback, because at the end of the day, sometimes you're blind in love, and I think that the people closer to you are the most the best people to tell you if they're good or not for you.
True. I think it would be nice also to think back to the past, right? Do you think with the way you grew up, it shaped the way you see relationships, view them, go into them?
I would say so. My parents were divorced for pretty much all of my life. So I've always thought of it in a way like I don't want my children to go through that. So I'm a little bit selective as well. And at the same time, maybe I conform too much because I don't want to have that separation and then having that come in the way of the relationship as well.
I mean, yeah. I personally haven't been in a relationship in both anyway, so it's like it's kind of hard to answer, but I would say on treating a person, definitely. You know, on treating a person, my family definitely did an amazing job. I grew up in a I want to say an 8-woman household, so it was only me and my grandfather there. So you know, I have so much respect for women, like the utmost of everything. So in terms of treating a person, they did a phenomenal job. But for what is relationship, I mean, personally, I haven't even been looking into one either because, you know, priorities, I got school, I got other stuff busy with. So, you know, I was also led up to not rush into something when you're young, you know? You got your whole teenage years to enjoy, and then afterwards, your life is basically gonna start, you know what I mean? So it's good to have a co-pilot, but do you really need it as a
I love that though, that you grew up in a almost all female household, because I don't know if you also agree, but I think it do has an impact on the way you view relationships, right? What is something that you say that stuck with you that you use today in the way you not even view just relationships but bonds with people?
You know, I would say is treating them like their family. So like, it's not okay. I personally feel like it's not okay that you're trying to get with so many people in such a small little period of time. I mean, what are you gonna tell your kids when you were younger? You know what I mean? So I also think in the future, I'm like, yeah, I don't want my kids to think that about me or, you know, stuff like that. So it's like, treat them like your family. You wouldn't do your family wrong. You wouldn't cheat on them. You wouldn't do certain stuff. So I would definitely say that.
Yeah, me personally, I've always gone through this motto my whole life. It's not serves me the best at all times, but I've always tried to live my life through be that friend that you never had. And sometimes that means I sacrifice too much of myself, but other times I really see how people get positively impacted by what I do for them. And that's what makes it all worth it in the end, I would say.
So you would say that you're a person that gives a lot to other people. Do you also accept that?
I mean, yes, but I also feel like I'm afraid to accept because I grew up in a household where they expect something back when they help you. And to me, that's the counter ethos to what I try to do as a person. So then I try not to ask for help as well because I'm the one helping, so.
And I would say, did you ever feel torn between pleasing your family and doing what's right for you? I think you don't.
Let's hear the question one more time.
So, let's say you meet someone, right? And your family doesn't really like them the best. Do you think, you know what, let me please my family by maybe taking a distance from that person? Or, you know what, let me just go with what I think is right?
I mean, again, I haven't really had so many interactions when it comes to relationships. Never been in one and never really looked into one. But I could change it to like the friendship type of relationship is like having or being around certain people, definitely. But not that it's gonna be so hard to detach myself from that situation. They would give their utmost suggestions on everything. However, they would definitely make me have the last say, in other words. So I would definitely say yes, but not in relationship terms.
So let's say them with friends. You do listen to what they have to say, their suggestions, their opinion, but at the end of the day, you do what feels right to you.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm super grateful to have them to give me that option. In other words, because I know a lot of people are pressured.
Yeah.
So it's just something that I feel like you gotta sit down and talk about.
So your family is receiving that good, so they do support that.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
You know.
No. No.
It's right for you.
Yeah, to a fault. But like I said, I'm always open for feedback because I consider myself a lover boy, and that means that that means that not everyone comes into your life with the best intentions either. So, yeah, I sometimes need that outside perspective to navigate how all of that works.
So would you say that you relate with Elijah? That with him, his family gives him the suggestions and opinions. He listens to them, but he will go with what feels right for him.
To a certain extent, I just don't often get like suggestions from my family as much. It's, yeah, I'm not that close with my family, so that also plays a part into it. And the ones that I am close with is the ones that I do think back and I'm like, okay, I will listen to you if you tell me something.
Yeah. So at home, you don't really share a lot about your relationships, or
No, not really.
is it a conscious choice?
Um, Sort of. It's both conscious and subconscious. It's just how I grew up, pretty much. It's more everyone to themselves.
I wonder with Elijah at home, do you consciously share what you're going through? Maybe not per se relationships, but just your bonds with people. Do you talk about it at home, or you're like, no, that's something they don't have to know?
I mean, it's something that I used to do a lot, like basically every day. It's coming home, um, telling my mom, telling my grandfather, telling my grandma, hey, this is what happened today at school, for example. But lately, up and down has been, kind of making that less and less. But I definitely say it's not something that'll go 2 weeks without doing. It's something that I would definitely say probably every 3 days, just a little checkup. And, my mom tends to have spies everywhere. So, at the same time, she'll just bring up, hey, who's that person, blah, 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 blah.
And you're like,
Yeah.
no, I have
Yeah.
to say something.
So I would say an average timing.
And do you guys ever feel pressured to say something to them? Maybe, let's say you have a bond and something does not go right and they know about the bond. Do you feel like you have to tell them, or you're like, no, they don't have to?
I mean, I personally would say I don't like to tell them because then they're just gonna think of every other situation. So it's like I would tell them when the time is right, but not that I'll go tell them like I'll really think like a week long. Hey, should I tell them about something or stuff like that?
No, I'm surprised if my mom knows any of my friends, pretty much. Yeah.
Oh, how there's a contrast between you guys that with you don't really talk a lot with your family, they don't interfere much with your relationships. On the other hand, with Elijah, they're very involved. and it's nice to see because I can see it at both sides. um, how do you guys handle disagreements or cultural differences with your families about dating?
I don't have much to say. My parents pretty much just let me explore, I would call it. Um, I haven't really had that many relationships anyway, so like a cultural clash hasn't really occurred. At most, all I can think of is one of my one of the people I used to be talking with didn't speak Spanish, and then my ex did, so that was a little bit more of a contrast. It made me appreciate though that Spanish speaking partner because they could connect better with my family and everything. So
That's a nice thing to think about.
Personally, again, I haven't been in a relationship, so I'm going based on imagination. I imagine them not having an issue. My family is super diverse in culture. I think we got like 10 different bloodlines from around the world. So
But for you,
yeah, that's like a whole mixed pot. But I would say I imagine that they wouldn't have a problem, given that there's so many different cultures in the family. It's only right to you know have anyone. In other words,
so then maybe I think it's a good question for Reno.
oh no.
No pressure. What does following your heart look like in real life? And what does it cost?
That's a tough question because I kind of just, in all aspects of my life, try to follow my heart. So to me, it's almost like second nature. So I don't know how to put it into words, really. A lot of people that hear me talk about how I live my life oftentimes tell me, hey, you're doing too much, or hey, like you're sacrificing too much of yourself. But to me, it's like, I'm just doing what I can when I can. And I just feel like I can do a lot and I have a big battery, to put it in that way. So to me, I don't feel like I'm sacrificing anything.
I think it's also very valuable to see that you as a person have a lot and a lot of love to give. Do you feel like you have to protect that at times? Or
Never.
like you're
Protected
getting
from
out
who?
of me?
Protected from who? Myself?
Maybe.
No, I think everyone deserves it. Well, that's a conversation for another time, but I think if you are a person in this world who hasn't done anything wrong, then you are appropriate to receive my love, and I don't see why I wouldn't.
That's cute. Elijah.
I mean, the romance difference right here is just
Yeah.
it's blowing my question.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm also on the boat from leaving.
Yeah.
Like, I love to help people. I would literally go out of my way completely just to help one person with something small as a key from a car. They need a battery, for example. So I would definitely say yes. And at the same time, I look at it as in we're all human. We're all one people. So there's definitely people who've done bad things, and again, you gotta watch out for that. But at the same time, it's like
Oh, me specifically.
it's like you don't have to 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 stop loving someone because of something that they did.
Yeah.
Because let's say if it's something horrible, okay, I could see why. But
Yeah.
if they did something wrong and they try and make up for it, why deny them?
Yeah.
Because if they didn't want it to make up for it, they wouldn't even try.
Yes.
It's a nice point of view to have. So, if you have to look back at the statement, right? And we can put it on a scale. Let's give it a scale of this side is listening to your family, and this side is following your heart. I want each of you to place yourself on this scale.
So for us, it would be this side.
Yes, let's keep it just like this. So on this side, it'll be following your heart. And on this side, it'll be listening to your family.
If it was a scale of 10, 10 being following your heart, I'd probably be on a 9.
I can see that.
Yeah.
I would, I'm leaning more towards this side of the scale. So I would actually probably put myself between 7 and 5. So I want to go with 6, but I'm going to go with 7.
Still pretty close. And then, if you could have a message to tell your younger self on this topic, what would you tell them? That was a deep sigh.
What would I tell younger Lino? Probably, man, like, stop worrying, man. It's all gonna be fine, and you are gonna be the person you want to become.
That is so nice.
Hey, you gotta put that on a shirt.
I might.
I mean, for me, I would say, it's okay being lonely. You've made it here. Growing up, you'll see everybody having a partner and stuff like that, but I would still say, it's not really necessary.
It's okay to be your own place.
I got my priorities straight. I got my school in order. I got my hobbies in order. And I feel once I'm ready, then it'll happen.
Okay, so now that you've given a piece of advice for yourself, a word, what would you give to the audience?
Follow your heart. Follow your heart.
True follow your heart advocate.
Follow your heart. You're the one who knows best for you. Just don't shut people out of attempting to help you.
I like that.
100%. I would say think deeply on the person that you want to be with for the rest of your life. That's a good question to ask because, like I said earlier in the podcast, is like people will go out on a date with 12 different people in the matter of 2 months. And it's like you actually don't know who you're looking for.
Yeah.
So give it time, and time will give you it back.
Hey, I've loved the amount of quotes you got in this podcast. Like just statements, bangers after bangers. And with that, we sadly have to end today's conversations. It was so nice and deep. I really liked it. How did you guys feel about it?
Definitely went from shy to crying, laughing, for sure.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. I would agree as well.
Yeah, that was a productive conversation.
I also felt really light in that conversation. We had a good flow. So yeah, and with that, I want to say bye to everyone from the podcast Die Hoben, Pa Hoben. Bye.